order the September 23rd, 2023 caucus meeting to order. First order of business, Councilman John Smith will make a presentation.
All right. Margo, you want to come on up? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Margo from the University of Akron. And you want to stand right there on that side?
Yes.
I'm right-handed, so.
Oh, okay.
But it's the 50th anniversary of E.J. Thomas Hall, a place we've always, probably all of us have been at one time or another. Is there anybody in the room who has not been to Tuba Christmas? Now, everybody's been, you've not been to Tuba Christmas?
You have to go just once.
It is. Even if you're not in the Christmas spirit, after you go to Tuba, Donna, you've been to Tuba, and it's something. But, you know, there's more that happens at E.J. Thomas than just music. There's performance, art, and so forth. And we talk about the arts, and we love the arts in Summit County. The citizens of Summit County love the arts, and Summit County Council and the executive, Eileen Shapiro, and what a fabulous asset E.J. Thomas is. You know, someone once said that music is the common thread woven through the fabric of our existence. And E.J. Thomas is the hall that's also woven through the fabric of our existence. So we're very proud to give you guys a commendation. So if you want to hold that, and I'll read this. E.J. Thomas Performing Arts Hall 50th Anniversary. Whereas E.J. Thomas Performing Arts Hall, built by the University of Akron and a group of dedicated community leaders, is a performing arts complex and cultural center located at the corner of University Avenue and Hill Street on the University of Akron's campus in downtown Akron. And whereas on October 9, 1973, the hall opened with a world premiere by Mexican composer Carlos Chavez, performed by the Akron Symphony Orchestra. And whereas the University of Akron named the facility in honor of Edwin J. Thomas, the former chairman and CEO of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, who later served on the university's board of trustees. The 125,000 square foot hall can seat up to 2,955 people, depending on the arrangement of the facility. A true architectural marvel, the awe-inspiring 44-ton movable ceiling grants the ability to transform the space in remarkable ways, with the capacity to close off either the flying balcony or both the flying balcony and the grand tier. The auditorium can be configured into 1, 2, or 3 level arrangements. This unique mechanism empowers overseers to precisely control the volume, manipulate the acoustics, and even modify the physical dimensions of the main hall, ensuring an unforgettable sensory experience. And whereas since opening in 1973, E.J. Thomas is considered among the world's finest multi-purpose venues. The hall serves as home to the Akron Symphony Orchestra, Tuesday Musical Association, Children's Concert Society, Akron Youth Symphony, and Broadway in Akron, presented by Playhouse Square. More than 400,000 guests attend annually at various programs, activities, and performances, ranging from the University of Akron Forum Speaker Series, graduations, celebrations, and community fundraisers, to popular Broadway series and special attractions, including concerts featuring renowned artists such as Jackson Browne, Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, Norah Jones, and Steely Dan. And we've forgotten Chrissie Hynde and the Pretenders, who I saw there about 5 years ago, and I highly recommend anybody go see Akron's own Chrissie Hynde. It's an incredible experience. And I also saw Jeff Beck and Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys at E.J. Thomas. And I mean, that was magical. So it's not just these, I mean, there's been all kinds of great stuff there over the years. Now therefore be it known by all and declared by the Council of the County of Summit, State of Ohio, that this council commends the E.J. Thomas Performing Arts Hall on its 50th anniversary and extends best wishes for continued success. It is with great pleasure that we honor this extraordinary venue for its cultural and economic impact in the community through its use by students, faculty, and the University of Akron and communities and civic organizations active in the performing arts. We urge all citizens to join in celebrating this milestone on this 25th day of September in the year 2023. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Perfect.
Thanks for
Thank you so
coming
much.
down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President.
Congratulations. You're welcome, sir. Next up, we have Commissioner Donna Scola to bring us an update on COVID-19.
Good evening, everyone. Donna Scotus, Summit County Public Health. Actually, not bad news. COVID's kind of taken a little peak and kind of maybe coming down a little bit. The thing with COVID is we don't really have a good number on cases. I can tell you the deaths and hospitalizations have not been horrible. It ticked up a little bit, but it's not been awful. Probably no more than you would expect to see. We've also seen they do wastewater management and screening of wastewater out of Akron, and last week it seemed to peak. So we think it's starting to come down. They check for COVID remnants in the wastewater, and it's been a predictor of how bad it'll get, but it's kind of leveled off. So good news is they've tailored a vaccine to meet what is circulating right now, and that vaccine is available. It was approved September 12th. It has been privatized, so it has been a very slow trickle into the community. CVS and Walgreens were given priority simply because they're part of the Bridge program, meaning you can get it free if you are uninsured. We can give it free if you're uninsured as well, but it's slower to come to us. Right now, particularly Moderna. Right now, Pfizer, that's the only one we have right now. So we launched today. It's by appointment, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's walk-in on Tuesdays. You can walk in and get it on Tuesdays. So far, the demand hasn't been crazy. We're hoping it picks up. But the problem is it's been privatized. So I think what's going to happen is a lot of people go to the pharmacy. Their insurance company hasn't sort of updated their systems yet, so they're having trouble getting it paid for initially. It's supposed to cost $110 to $130. The most I've heard anyone charging is $150. So we'll have to see how it rolls out. The problem is getting it shipped. Our rollout was very slow. We have not been able to get a lot. We got like 100 doses, and then we got another 100, and we have another 100 on order, and we can't get the pediatric right now. So we're trying to get the pediatric. And the interesting thing is Pfizer, we're getting Pfizer pediatric first, I would assume, because Moderna is so slow to roll out. And then Noravax is still at the FDA waiting approval. And if you remember, that is the one that is most like a protein, just a protein, not a messenger RNA vaccine. So it's more like a traditional vaccine. And even, well, flu came a little slower this year, but we do have flu vaccine as well. But I'll stop there. But right now we're hopeful. And so we're hoping it kind of peaks up a little and goes. We've not seen the RSV tick up like that we saw last year, nor flu. So those are both good. That's very good. And I'm glad to entertain any questions.
Thank you, Commissioner Scola.
Yes.
Does the health department administer the shingles?
No, we do not. Any drugstore. The pharmacies have the market on that, and they can take it and give it to you.
I had heard some conflicting information regarding young people taking the vaccine this round. Can you give us any information?
Yeah, it's recommended for everybody 6 months and older. They want everyone to have it as much as they can. Now, you have to remember, we're in a situation with COVID very different when it started. A lot of people have had it. A lot of people have immunity at some level and have been exposed whether they knew it or not. There's estimates as high as 95% of the population has some exposure. So that's a good thing. That's really good. But the recommendation is still 6 months and older. But the 6 months to 5 years gets very complicated because it depends on how many vaccines you've had and what kind you've had and when you had them. So you have to take either 2 or 3 to be considered fully vaccinated. For everybody else, 5 or 6 and older, you are vaccinated after you take this one dose. You're no longer allowed to administer any previous vaccines. This is the only one you're allowed to administer. Yes?
Is it contraindicated for people with certain conditions at all?
Not that I know of. The only thing they came out with this time was they did say if you just had COVID, you should wait 3 to 4 months before you get the vaccine.
Okay. And then, but no people that might be more, not necessarily contraindicated, but might be a little more concerned about.
No, the only thing is there is some literature around teenagers, particularly boys,
Yeah.
younger folks getting it, but they've decided that the risk of myocarditis from the vaccine is much less than actually getting COVID.
Okay,
There's myocarditis with any vaccine, you run that risk.
okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Just curious on the side effects on this one. I know, like, personally, I got the last two and had a rough couple days. What are the kind of reports coming back on this one?
Unfortunately, the same. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Woohoo! Because I'm sick every time. I've been sick 5 times now. I can hardly wait. Yes, ma'am.
So you said it was more complicated for people under 5. If a family that includes people under 5 and over 5 has been fully vaccinated to this point, does everybody just get this shot?
Well, the youngsters under 5 will get this vaccine, this monovalent, but they'll have to take 2 or 3. But again, it depends on whether you've been vaccinated with anything or what you were vaccinated with and when. It's a fairly complicated dosing. And for the most part, Pfizer is 3 shots, Moderna is 2. So you would have to talk to whomever's administering it to you and give them your vaccine record so they could sort out what you were supposed to get.
Okay, so it might not just be one shot.
Not for those youngsters. Everybody else, like 6 and older, everybody gets 1 shot. Yes.
So does that mean like they have to get 3 shots? Is it considered still like, you said it ranges from $110 to $130? Do they have to pay
Yes.
that much for each of those shots?
I think the pediatric is priced the same.
I don't think families are going to be getting vaccinated because if they got a large family, that's expensive.
Well, your insurance should cover it, and if not, there's the bridge program to pay for it. So we have something called VFC, which is vaccine, it's free, and we get that from the state. And so we can vaccinate regardless of the ability to pay. And we would vaccinate you anyway without the program. We had to buy, and we had to buy private stock, and the VFC came from the state. It's all privatized now. The state is shipping us nothing. Other questions? Tomorrow you can walk in, 8:30 to 3.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Oh, you're
Stoller.
welcome.
It's always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for all your hard work. I just want to pause for a moment to welcome Global Ties here tonight and their international leaders. Ms. Wolf, come and have a few words.
Hello, everyone. So good to see everybody again. So today we have the honor of having with us a delegation on the topic of dismantling race, or, the problem we all live with. So it's dismantling racial and social injustice. So it's a very timely topic and something that our community has really, really been focused on in a very deep manner, especially in the recent years. So our group here today with the International Visitor Leadership Program, and you can raise your hand when I say what country you're from. So from Australia, we have Egypt, France, Hong Kong, SAR, Israel, Malaysia, Mauritania, I always mess this up, Mauritius, okay, Nepal, Romania, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, South Africa, we have 2, and then Sweden and United Kingdom. So they are all working on this critical topic in the countries that they're here from, and really working on human and civil rights. So we're really glad to have them here with us in Akron.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. And it's really fascinating to literally have the world here in our chamber. So we welcome you, and we hope to have the opportunity to talk to some of you afterwards if you're doing it. Thank you. Tonight we have 15 first readings We have 5 first read pass requests coming before us, 2023-287. We first have Ms. Deb Batts.
Deb Matz, Department of Law and Risk Management, second string, in for Brian Harnack. This is related to the medical examiner's collective bargaining agreement. We've reached an agreement with that bargaining unit. It mirrors to a certain extent the COLA increases for the FOP, which would be 4% in year 1, 3.5 in year 2, and 3 for year 3. We've also done some work to adjust the shift differential, which had not been changed for 24 years. So that is going up to 55 cents an hour from 30 cents an hour. And I think that's really about it. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions from members of council? Are you good with that, Ms. Hyam? Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Matz. 2023-288, we have Ken Tellis to address council.
Good evening, Ken Tillis, Common Pleas Court. The court is asking for approval of a renewed contract with Community Health Center. They do drug testing for us. They are the only local provider that can consistently provide monitored testing, so they stand there and observe. No cost increase, $13 per test, which is what they've charged us for the past several years. They provide very convenient hours, and their communication with us is excellent. Be glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Tellis. Any questions from members of council? Hearing none, are you good with that, Ms. Dickinson? Thank you, Mr. Tellis.
Thank you.
2023-289, again, Deb Matz to address council.
Deb Matz, Department of Law and Risk Management. We are asking for a first reading passage in order to settle a lawsuit. It is suit caption Curtis Williams versus Summit County. And a variety of other folks. This piece of the case settles out 4 sheriff's deputies, 1 civil employee in the sheriff's department, and the county, obviously, because you can't sue any of these independent offices. The amount of the settlement is $42,500, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Remember that this is a lawsuit, though. Yes.
Any questions from members of council? Are you good with this? Thank you. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you very much.
2023-290, Phil Montgomery to address council.
Thank you, Madam President. Phil Montgomery from the Executive Department of Finance and Budget. Only 4 items today on the appropriation legislation. The first is to appropriate funds for a contract with a community-based correctional facility that was previously approved by Council and Board of Control. The next one is additional appropriations for the Board of Elections and Contract Services as we move into the November general. The ballot's going to be 2 pages, I understand, this year, so the printing cost is going to be double. So we got to make sure we have funds to do that in the election. The next one is an appropriation adjustment for the medical examiner's office, and the last one is a new grant for the sheriff. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. Any questions from members of council? Hearing none, are you good with this, Mr. Donofrio? Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. 2023-291, Ethan Lauer to address council.
Ethan Lauer, Department of Administration and Public Information. Good evening, everybody. So this is a piece to recognize Digital Inclusion Week. So if you may not know this, but we have been working over the last few months closely with community partners to take a look at digital equity. So when we're doing our Summit Connects work and talking about physically connecting people to the internet, we know that there's gaps in people's education on what devices they're able to use, affordability, accessibility to the right kind of internet, if you've got multiple people using it at home, if you've got someone on virtual school versus Zooming for a job. We know there's more than just hooking people up. So this is to kind of expand and bridge that gap. So we've been working closely with the National Digital Inclusion Alliance to guide us through this process and have a steering committee of some fantastic local partners. We're looking to expand this going forward, looking at ways to host digital literacy trainings for residents at more device distribution. But as we do that, NDIA recommended that we recognize this week and use it as a way to educate folks. So we haven't done it before, so that's why it's coming before you today. And then I'm looking forward to sharing with you all the progress that we have coming. I will say we have a digital asset map that we hope to have available sometime in the next few months. So that will include stuff that residents can put in their address and look up the nearest free Wi-Fi or where device use is possible for them. So all that kind of stuff, we hope to have that out soon, and then to move on from there and accessing federal funds as it comes down.
Thank you, Mr. Lauer. Any questions from members of council?
Brian, does this have an overlap into the digital program?
Any other questions from members of council? Hearing none. Thank you, Mr. Lauer.
Thank you.
Tonight, once again, we have 15 first readings, no motions. We have 5 first read passage requests, no late filings, routine legislation on pages 5 through 9. There is 1 second reading. There's no third reading. Please rise for pledge of allegiance, led by Ms. Councilwoman Becky McKinney, followed by a moment of silence. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt.
Here.
Ms. Hyam.
Here.
Mr. Donofrio. Here. Mr. DeVitas. Ms. Dickinson.
Here.
Ms. Sims.
Here.
Mr. Woolhite.
Here.
Ms. Darrow.
Here.
Ms. Rogers.
Here.
Ms. McKinney.
Here.
Ms. Walters.
Here.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the meeting minutes from September 11th, 2023? Have a motion to approve meeting minutes from September 11th, 2023. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
First readings, 2023-287, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute a collective bargaining agreement between Ohio Council 8 and Local 1229 of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO, Medical Examiner Unit, and the executive for a period 4/123 through 3/31/26 for the executive emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-287.
Have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-287. On the suspension, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
2023-288, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a purchase contract with the Community Drug Board, Inc., DBA CHC Addiction Services, Inc., as a best practical source for drug screen testing services from 3/123 through 2/28/24 in an amount not to exceed $121,000 for the Court of Common Pleas, General Division, Adult Probation Department, Emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-288.
Have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-288. On the suspension, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
2023-289, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute a settlement agreement and release in an amount not to exceed $42,500 to settle all claims arising out of or concerning issues raised in lawsuit Williams v. Summit County et al. Case number 522-CV-01649 before Judge Brennan for the executive emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-289.
Have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-289. On the suspension, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor, please saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it.
2023-290, a resolution appropriating funds in order to meet projected expenditures for the balance of 2023 as set forth in Exhibit A for the Executive's Department of Finance and Budget, Emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-290.
Have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-290. On the suspension, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
2023-291, a resolution declaring the week of October 2nd through the 7th, 2023 as Digital Inclusion Week in Summit County, recognizing the importance of internet access and digital literacy and reaffirming the county's commitment to digital equity for all Summit County residents for the executive emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-291.
Have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-291. On this suspension, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
2023-292, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Wolpert, Inc. for geographic information system mapping, surveying, engineering, and adjunct services as part of the countywide stormwater mapping project in an amount not to exceed $874,000 for the engineer emergency. 2023-293, a resolution certifying delinquent sewer service charges to the fiscal officer for the Executive's Department of Sanitary Sewer Services emergency. 2023-294, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of change order number 5 to a construction contract with North Electric, Inc. for additional work required on the county lighting upgrade project in an amount not to exceed $110,747.46 for a cumulative increase of 36.9% for a total amount not to exceed $1,846,097.23 for the Executive's Department Administrative Services Physical Plants emergency. 2023-295, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of the renewal, fifth and final, of a land lease agreement with STC2 LLC of real property owned by the County of Summit, located at 126 Highland Drive, Macedonia, Ohio, in Council District 1, for use of a cell tower for the Executive's Department of Law and Risk Management emergency. 2023-296, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Vital Core Health Strategies, LLC, to provide jail inmate medical services for a 3-year term from 1/1/24 through 12/31/26, with 2 options to renew for additional 3-year terms, in a total amount not to exceed $9,083,078.39 for the sheriff emergency. 2023-297, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute, subject to the approval of the Board of Control, a purchase contract with 908 Devices, Inc. for a handheld high-pressure mass spectrometer for the Stark County Type 1 Hazmat Team in an amount not to exceed $80,907.66 for the Executive's Department of Public Safety Emergency Management Agency emergency. 2023-298, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute a grant agreement with Summa Hospital Foundation on behalf of Summa Hospital for a grant in an amount not to exceed $500,000 to further its First Step program at its emergency departments throughout Summit County for a period from 10/1/23 through 9/30/25 for the executive emergency. 2023-299, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute a grant agreement with Cleveland Clinic Foundation on behalf of Cleveland Clinic Akron General Hospital for a grant in an amount not to exceed $500,000 to further its Recoveries in Reach program at its emergency departments throughout Summit County for a period from 10/1/23 through 9/30/25 for the executive emergency. 2023-300, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a purchase contract with Visual Edge IT DBA Graphic Enterprises Office Solutions, Inc. at Sourcewell Public Cooperative Purchasing Association competitively procured pricing for 6 copier machines at an amount not to exceed $62,395.40, utilizing the internal lease fund for the Executive's Department of Job and Family Services emergency. 2023-301, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control, subject to the approval of the Information Technology Board, of a purchase contract with Avenue Insights and Analytics as a best practical source for banner annual support and maintenance for a 12-month term for the period 1/1/24 to 12/31/24 for a total price not to exceed $257,041.51 for the Office of Information Technology emergency.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt routine legislation found on pages 5 through 9. On the suspension, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
Second readings, 2023-279, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of professional service contracts with various providers for state fiscal year 2024, utilizing temporary assistance to needy families, benefit bridge, and state general revenue funds from 10/1/23 through 9/30/24, in a total amount not to exceed $5,335,000 for the Executive's Department of Job and Family Services emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-279.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2023-279. On this suspension, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. There's nothing else to come before council tonight. We are now adjourned.
Right, last week I got my yard.